Welcome to Mr. Beast's Squid Game.
I recreated every single set from Squid Game.
Alright, I've seen this anime and finished the manga before the COVID era, and I already forgot most of the things that happened, so I'll explain everything with a holy whiteboard of knowledge. So in Japan, there's this tourist concentration camp called Auschwitz Disneyland, where all the prisoners go until they die, and the prisoners are forced to participate in a Mr. Beast Squid Game, and they give the winner some Bitcoin as a prize for winning, which you can spend on luxury goods inside the prison, and all the prisoners wear some chokers, where it has a countdown until a poison is injected into their bloodstream, and to prevent this, they need to eat some feastables in order to reset the timer, and they need 100,000 Bitcoin to buy it. Now, onto the characters. Ganta, a dumbass kid who was accused for murdering his whole class, and was sent to hell, otherwise known as Auschwitz Disneyland. Shiro, an albino convict. She claims to be Ganta's BFF. Mr. Beast, a fake lawyer and the CEO of Beast Games Auschwitz Disneyland Edition. And Ava Tyson, a smoking hot female guard. And instead of being a trend, she's a real woman. Now, on to the anime. The show starts with Ganta talking to his friends about their upcoming field trip to Auschwitz Disneyland. And as the class starts, Dark Deco appears and slaughters everyone. He wakes up and the mysterious guy gives him some AIDS, and he passes out.
Good night, girl.
He wakes up in the hospital and he was arrested for charges of recreating the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. As the FBI interrogates him, Mr. Beast shows up and volunteers to be his lawyer. We cut to the court where he is found guilty and will be penalized for death. As the guards escorted him, his father beats him like how Jos Verstappen beats Max for coming second in the go-kart race. Then his phone falls off and we see a deepfake video of him telling Mr. Beast that he's the murderer and how he idolizes Tsutomu Miyazaki, half-brother of Hayao Miyazaki, also known as the Otako murderer. We cut to Auschwitz Disneyland where this albino girl notices Ganta's presence. Then we cut inside the Auschwitz where Eva Tyson here is getting turned on by Ganta because he's a minor.
You're under arrest.
Then this Squid Game contestant asks Eva Tyson about her cup size.
何カップですか?
G だ. Naughty, naughty.
Damn, what a Chad giving him an answer, knowing it's his last few days living in Auschwitz. Then this contestant bumps into Ganta and he was punished by Eva Tyson for stealing one of his items. We jump to this scene where Mr. Beast and Eva Tyson talks about the new kid in town, Ganta, and how his days are numbered here in Auschwitz Disneyland. Meanwhile, Ganta was in the labor camp.
Day is never finished. Master got me working. Someday Master set me free.
Then the albino bitch meets up with him. Then the prisoners from Green Mile beats the shit out of them for having a street cred better than them at a young age. Then we see Mr. Beast analyzing Ganta's potential. We cut back to Ganta where this random bomb explodes and this giant ball starts falling. And with adrenaline rush, he was able to use his AIDS power to protect the albino. We cut back inside where this contestant threatens to kill this fat ass. Then Eva Tyson says that he's going to die soon, and the prisoner died because he ran out of feastables.
Spend all your time waiting.
We cut to the next day where this hot MILF nurse treated his wounds, and she says, "You better eat your feastables, boy, even if it doesn't taste good because something bad might happen to you." Well, I haven't received any feastables yet. Are you sure? They'll always give you one as a starter pack. Then the emo boy from episode 1 talks to Ganta and says that he will help him look for it because it's his fault for bumping onto him.
This is a good deal.
Then he tells Ganta about the Bitcoin rule here in Auschwitz and how to earn them in order to survive here. As Ganta goes out, he bumps onto Eva Tyson and she reminded him to read the rule book for his own good.
Okay.
He joins the Beast Games because he finally learned about the consequences of not eating a feastable, and he needs 100,000 Bitcoin to buy it, and the reward for this race is 100,000 Bitcoin. Before the race starts, Mr. Beast calls the event manager to raise the difficulty to the maximum. The Beast Game starts and everybody gets decapitated.
Oh no. Anyway, last week...
With the power of luck and friendship, he manages to traverse the race unscathed. They reach to the final challenge, and it's the game from Fall Guys, where you run onto these tiles and it starts falling, and you need to have the ball and to be the last one standing in order to win. Ganta gets the ball and starts running away from Harvey Weinstein.
Why are you running?
Then he peer pressures him on giving the ball to him, but he refuses and passed it onto the albino. Then Harvey Weinstein gets impaled as he falls.
Fatality.
Ganta noticed the albino's bruises and deduced that she was protecting him the whole time. The tile falls along with the albino and she passed the ball to Ganta, but he grabbed her hands and saved her, and because of this there is no winner, and Ganta finally accepts his fate. The next day comes where injured emo boy here gave Ganta a feastable to compensate for the one he lost when he bumped onto him.
Thank you, kind sir.
And we see this flashback where he is working as a double agent for Mr. Beast, and he gives him unlimited Bitcoin to babysit over Ganta. We then see Mr. Beast receiving a call where Dark Deco destroys some important laboratory shiz.
Science!
We cut back to Ganta and the emo where he treats him an ice cream for their newfound friendship. Then Dark Deco shows up and tries to kill Ganta, but he manages to summon his power and scares him away, and he passes out. Then we see Mr. Beast nothing over Dark Deco's presence here in Auschwitz. He wakes up in the medical room and heard the rumors about a secret Block G here in Auschwitz, where they contain the most dangerous criminals, and he goes to look for it.
You strap yourself in and feel the G's!
Meanwhile, Eva Tyson prepared her troops for capturing Ganta because he's a danger here in Auschwitz, and she sends this banned robot guard to capture him. As Ganta and the albino searches for the Block G, the crippled emo shows up, and Ganta asks him how to get into Block G.
Feel the G!
But he replied that it doesn't exist and there are only 6 blocks. Then the albino says that she knows how to get there by using the vents Among Us style. Then why didn't you tell him to begin with, you fucking idiot? The robot shows up and tries to catch Ganta by shooting him, but they manage to escape using the vents. How in the name of Kendrick Perkins are you going to catch him alive using that weapon? You'll probably end up disintegrating him with that, you fucking retards. Anyway, they managed to find the Block G, but the robot still chased after them. The albino kicks it, but it wasn't enough. She was about to get shot JFK style, but this Jared Leto Joker lookalike shows up and saves them by using the same powers as Dark Deku. Ganta attacks him, but he pussied out because of his Bloodblade powers. We cut to Mr. Beast playing VR chat with other satanic billionaires using his Apple Pro Vision. Then he receives a call from one of his crews that Ganta is fighting one of the big bad guys in Block G. We cut back to Ganta where he finally accepts his fate.
My time has come.
Then low budget Jared Leto Joker says, "What the fuck, you're boring. I thought you're gonna make me hard for tomorrow's battle. You massacred your class and you can't even use your period power." As he leaves, Ganta manages to use his period power and shoots him right in the chest, but it wasn't effective. He counterattacks, but the Mr. Beast SEAL team brings them down with tranquilizers.
Target neutralized.
And they report back to Mr. Beast that the situation has been neutralized. Meanwhile, Eva Tyson searches for the big hole in the wall in Block G, but it wasn't there, and she plans to talk to the Supreme Leader on why are they keeping a secret block. We cut back to the emo and the albino as they are being escorted back to the main lobby. Then the emo asked why Block G is being kept as a secret. Then the guard replied that the inmates there are infected with AIDS virus called Branch of Sin.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Last year, I took a sandwich that the priest was eating, took the piece of ham out of it, put it between my butt cheeks, and then put the sandwich back and watched him eat it.
On the other hand, Ganta wakes up as he was being physically evaluated. Then Mr. Beast shows up and explains everything about his whole plan. He explains about the video on him so that he can participate in the Beast Games, the 1v1 influencer battle, and his opponent for tomorrow is low budget Jared Leto Joker. I'll just call him Jared Leto from now on to make it easy. Anyway, then he tortures him by letting him watch the trailer of the video of the game, like that scene in Clockwork Orange, and he gets traumatized.
Stop it, please! I beg you!
On the other hand, Eva Tyson goes to talk with the Supreme Leader, but this albino twin stops her and she leaves. Then we see this unlockable EA character bedridden man. The next day comes and the duel starts. Ganta was getting rammed in the ass by Jared Leto, and he loses too much period blood by shooting it. That's really the lamest power you could ask for. It's like a double-edged sword. You're gonna be drier than a woman's pussy after losing too much blood by shooting it. Why don't he fucking develop other ways to use his power, man? Come on. Then we see a flashback of Ganta and the albino when they were kids, where she tells the emo that Ganta is a stubborn kid. Then we cut back to the battle where Ganta uses his big brain and beats Jared Leto. Meanwhile, the emo and the albino manages to get back, and this fat-ass whistleblower tells the emo that he found an escape route to Block G, and the pair goes outside to search for Ganta. Then Ganta watches the broadcast of Jared getting his punishment for losing the battle. Bro, what the fuck? And his right eye was removed by Mr. Beast GF. On the other hand, the emo was about to escape by using the albino as a bait. Then she destroys the observation tower, and the emo was able to deduce that the albino is the Dark Deku. The albino used too much power and she passes out.
Good night, motherfucker!
Then she was abducted by these albino twins, and the emo heads to Block G. Then this girl was about to get molested by PDD here because he's hungry. Breakfast! Then Ganta gave his food, but he still wants more. What a greedy criminal. Ganta and the girl manages to run away and hide. Then she introduces herself, and her name is Minatsuki. She showed her wounds and tells her past on why she's being imprisoned here in Auschwitz, because she's a victim of child abuse just like Max Verstappen. Then her power suddenly showed up and she killed her dad. But her brother, the emo, believes that she's innocent. And I'll predict that the reason why her brother is here, it's because he wants to help her sister escape. Then Ganta tells her that they should run away as a couple, and she agrees. The pair starts running, and the Mr. Beast SEAL team saw them, and they reminded the pair that they have a match. And Minatsuki tells him about their upcoming duel. We then see Mr. Beast talking to the bedridden Supreme Leader, and he tells him that he should be proud for creating Auschwitz and providing the best entertainment for for all evil billionaires like him. The battle begins and Minatsuki shows her true colors as a dominatrix and attacks Ganta. Then the emo shows up and tells Ganta to stop, and he was apprehended by the Mr. Beast SEAL team. Then Mr. Beast gives the green light to let him into the cage. Then the dominatrix puts up an act on being a cute little sister. Ganta tries to shoot her but the emo stops him, and he tells his sister, "I know that you're a dirty little dominatrix slut who killed our father, but don't worry because I have a cis complex disease and I will get you out of here." "Shut the fuck up, you incest loving cunt. That's the reason why I killed dad, because he wants me to keep the bloodline pure." She showed her dominatrix ability to her brother and spanked him like a masochist. Oh my god, I can't stop making incest jokes for the past 3 videos, man. Anyway, Ganta tries to stop her by talking but it didn't work. Then he shoots some of his period blood and it ricochets right through her neck. Then he headbutts her to finish the fight and flicks off the billionaires. Then we see the crippled man watching the fight and tells the albino to do one of his mystery wishes. She wakes up and starts talking in third person mode because she has a double personality. Then the crippled man starts fighting her. Meanwhile, Ganta and the emo meet up after the battle. Then a strong earthquake appears, and the emo protected his sister. Ganta left them alone and he slowly remembers the albino as his childhood friend. We cut back to the albino where she killed the crippled old man, and he passed the torch to her as the next Dark Deku, and he calls her the rotten egg. Ganta and the emo get some medicine, and he says that he slowly remembers his childhood memories about the albino.
Oh, friend! Only friend!
We then see Eva Tyson preparing to uncover the Auschwitz Disneyland secret, and we see Mr. Beast talking about Ganta's test results. Ganta then goes to the dominatrix to help her avoid the punishment, and he starts searching for bitcoins to buy her organs. Then this black woman punches him in the guts and knocks him out. Meanwhile, the emo is also trying to help. As he gets out of the locker room, he bumps onto Mr. Beast and Logan Paul, and Mr. Beast explains that the bitcoins here won't work.
She says no.
And no matter what, he can't buy his sister's freedom. He gets triggered and Logan Paul starts shooting him with his air gun and knocks him out. Ganta wakes up and the woman apologizes for what she did earlier. Then this guy shows up and he tells his goal to bring down Mr. Beast and destroy Auschwitz. And his name is Dogpack 404 and the woman's name is Rosanna Pansino. He tells Ganta that they need his help because they have the same goal. Ganta appreciates his offer and he tries to go back to the dominatrix, but the punishment game starts airing. Dogpack used his Bluetooth phone and calls someone to rig the slot machine and it worked. Then Logan Paul finds Dogpack's hideout and shoots Rosanna. He then starts using his ultimate guitar gun to kill the beast haters. The albino arrives just in time using the vent. Then she breaks the guitar and Logan Paul backs off.
Bye, bitch!
We then see this old Mr. Beast employee giving some Discord leaks to Rosanna. Dogpack gathers all the Mr. Beast rebels and he introduced Ganta to the group as a new member.
Welcome.
Meanwhile, Eva Tyson and Carl Jacobs are going on a stealth mission to uncover the Auschwitz dark secret. We cut back to the rebels where Dogpack and Rosanna explains the attack plan. Then he warns them about the prime group led by Logan Paul and KSI because their goal is to bring down rebels like them. Then Ganta tells them that the period bloods won't work on them. Then this rebel shows a video that Logan Paul dodged the period blood and he says that kids these days can't be trusted.
How do I reach these kids?
Then Ganta leaves. Yep, that guy is a traitor. We then see Mr. Beast along with the albino twin celebrating the death of the crippled supreme leader. Ganta talks to Jared Leto about Logan Paul and the Team Prime and how he met Dogpack and Rosanna. Jared tells him the backstory of Dogpack on how he lost his voice and wife because of Mr. Beast's punishment and he plans on getting his revenge.
You ungrateful fucks! I will have my revenge!
He goes back to his room and sees Dogpack and he apologizes for being a rude kid. Dogpack says that he doesn't have time for revenge and his only goal is to see his child here in Auschwitz. We then see Logan Paul receiving his new guitar and Low Budget L being a traitor. Then Ganta goes to the rebels and tells them that he'll join them. Dogpack proceeds to explain the plan and the attack starts. Dogpack and L goes to the control room. Then Ganta and the others goes to hack the security system. Then this spitting robot kills one of the rebels and melts the bridge. Rosanna gives the flash drive to Ganta to hack the security system and she holds the bridge to let them cross. The spitting robot starts attacking her and she counters back and they fall into the abyss. We cut back to Dogpack and L where they clear the control room. Then Dogpack tells L to activate the elevator. Then this girl shows up and brings out her Renji sword. L then reveals that he's a Prime member and didn't turn on the elevator.
Break, baby! Yeah!
The girl starts attacking Dogpack and he counters back, but his attack was useless because her weapon can nullify period blood. L tells him to surrender and they start beating him to a pulp. Dogpack triggers the kid by saying, "You call yourself a lady? You're just a snotty little kid who watches fake Mr. Beast videos." "What the fuck did you say? Mr. Beast videos aren't fake, they're real, goddammit." She continues hamming him down and his arm got cut off. He then uses this opportunity to take out both of them, and he turns on the elevator. Oh, fuck off. No one could have survived with just a swing of that sword, but for the sake of the plot, I'll stop complaining. Moving on, the rebels ride the elevator, and as they reach the top, Logan Paul was waiting. He guns them down and they kept dying one by one. Logan Paul was about to kill Ganta, but he was summoned by Mr. Beast and they leave.
Until we meet again!
Meanwhile, the albino goes back to their hideout and see this femboy.
It is man!
The albino pops out of the vent and she gets the USB out of Ganta, and she throws it away and it explodes. They mistook her for being a traitor by destroying their only hope. He punched her and says to never show her face again. They go back to the hideout being depressed. Then Rosanna shows up and she's alive. They patch up her wounds and they left wondering why would the albino destroy their only hope. Rosanna plans to give it another shot and they will rescue Dogpack. Meanwhile, Dogpack was recruited by Logan Paul to join the Prime Army. On the other hand, Eva, Tyson, and Carl are hacking into some secret info in Mr. Beast's office. Then we see Mr. Beast and Jeff Bezos coming out of his secret elevator, and they talk about being a corrupt billionaires and making Auschwitz a legal gambling place. We jump to this scene where the rebels are planning to recruit more inmates. Then Low Budget L shows up and he spills the beans that there's no data chip and it was just a bomb to kill them all, and he's fuming that some of them survived. We then see Logan Paul injecting some prime drugs into Dogpack, and Low Budget L raids the hideout and plans to kill them all. Ganta asks Jared Leto to train him because he doesn't want to be a pussy anymore.
Can I have a pussy, please?
We then see the rebels planning for round 2, and L tells them that there's a 32% chance of them winning.
Mathematics!
But Rosanna ignores him and she puts on a stormtrooper suit. We cut back to the training where the femboy shows up and he introduced himself to Ganta as Toto Africa. Jared tells him to fuck off because they're training and he leaves. We then see Logan Paul calling Mr. Beast on successfully brainwashing Dogpack. Meanwhile, the albino comes out of the vent and Rosanna approaches her to let her escape, but Logan Paul blew her cover. Jared Leto stops the training because he's just wasting his period blood, but Ganta manages to pull off one last speed bullet. Logan Paul uses the intercom and says that they're going to rape Rosanna and the albino for planning a coup d'etat.
That's disgusting.
Ganta rushes to save them and he was able to use his new powers, but it backfired because he's out of mana. The albino breaks free but the loli destroyed their legs and she eats her to the wall. Then Logan introduced the new member of Prime, Dogpack, and he starts blowing everyone up like an ISIS. He kills some stormtroopers and he was able to beat the shit out of the albino, but Ganta jumps in and became his punching bag. He tries bringing him back to his senses by talking and it worked. Then Rosanna slaps him to wake him up. Logan Paul stabs Rosanna right in the tits and Ganta starts fuming. He shoots Logan with his period bullet but it didn't work. Dogpack was about to fight him and Logan uses his ultimate weapon, a gun. And he shoots everyone like a professional school shooter. As he gives his salvation speech, the poison is spreading fast onto Ganta's body and he needs to eat some feastables ASAP.
I'm dying. Help me.
Logan kills Dogpack like a donut. Then through the power of friendship, Ganta kills Logan Paul with his Kamehameha period blood. Then Dogpack gave his last feastable onto Ganta and he dies. Then we see Mr. Beast and Eva Tyson talking about not touching each other's prisoners. And that's the end of the anime. This anime gets a Squid Game out of a boogie Wonderland.